Good evening to you. It's Thursday night, Thursday the 23rd of September 2021. Good evening. Welcome to tonight's little chat show coming to you from Bracknell in Berkshire on what's been a bit of a cloudy day. At least it's not cold because, of course, you've heard about the stories, all the news about energy prices going up. Mr. Putrid is ripping us off, dear. He's ripping us off. Because, of course, we got nowhere. Do we only get it from one place or something? I mean, how does that work? It seems a bit unfair if they've got the monopoly on the gas. Russia, they can charge what they like, can't they? It's all a bit worrying. Heating or eating? Mind you, looking at some of you watching tonight, I think something you could do it would do you well for a short period of time not eating anything, including myself. Oh, Christ, this chair is begging for mercy as I'm sitting on it here. You know, anyway, so, yeah, it's been cloudy here today, although not cold. Went down to the swimming pool, and I actually got there early today because I first went into town today because I got a text on my phone. Now, do you remember me telling you when I ordered my glasses, okay, at Specsavers, the cheapest ones in there, when I ordered those, I paid extra £3 to have them delivered. Then I get a text this morning telling me that they're now at the shop and you can come and collect them. So I rang them up. I said, I've got this text here saying collect. I did actually pay to have them delivered. Oh, she said, I'm terribly sorry, sir. Well, don't worry, we'll deliver them. I said, well, I'll tell you what, I've got a bit of time this morning. As they're there, I might as well come and pick them up. So I went down and collected them. I will say, very, very good in Specsavers. They won't let you in there unless you've got a mask and you put the stuff on your hands and you check in with that little code thing. Beep, beep, beep. NHS COVID code thing. You know, that's on the front doors printed. They won't let you in. You can't get in without those. Or if you can't check in with that thing, they take your name and address. They're very, very, very clean. I'd go as far to say they're even better than the doctor because there's no one standing at the doctor's thing saying, could you do your hands? You know, it's just automatically assumed, I think, that you do it. You got that bottle of, I don't know, whatever it is, that slimy stuff. Oh, it's vile, isn't it? Or it makes all your hands sticky. I can't bear it. But you have to use it. In Specsavers, there's literally a lady there with a bottle in her hand. So could you open your hands, please? And she sprays it in there. And that's it. All right. All the staff have got masks on in there. So she said, if you just go over there, he'll be able to help you. So I went over to the bloke on the giving out, I don't know what you call it, the giving out the glasses department, whatever that is, you know, just on the left-hand side. This is Specsavers in Bracknell. He's got the mask on. Good evening, sir. Very, very friendly. Very friendly and it's just a wonderful experience in Specsavers. The service in there is second to none. It's almost like going to Claridge's for an afternoon tea. It's really good in there. So he picks up these glasses, picks up this bag, and it says, please post. So they obviously post them from there. Maybe they just hadn't got down the post box there. It doesn't matter anyway. So he gets the glasses out of the bag, and here they are. Right? Here they are. Gets the glasses out, and he takes them out of the case. Opens them up. He says, if you just put them down on there, could you put those on, please? How do they feel? This, that, and the other. How about just tilt your head down? Do they slip off? No, they don't slip off. I said, they're perfect. These are fantastic. Then he gets this little bit of writing out, you know, one of those printed cards with words that you have to read, similar to like an eye test or something like that. He said, which line can you read on there? And it was the bottom tiniest line I could read. I could read it with these new glasses on. And I'm sorry, I think I've made a mistake years ago. I made a mistake years ago, right? Because as you know, and I done shows about this, I've been buying these sort of glasses, right, these ones here. Glasses like that, glasses like that. There's another pair, and glasses like that. All off Amazon, 4 for £10. 4 for £10. And they're okay. They're okay. But when you put them on, you know, I've got to admit, it's not clear. It's better, but it's still not clear. These are just magnifying glasses. They're just magnifying glasses, and they're okay, but they're not perfect, right? Not perfect. So I got these. When I put these new ones on, And he bought that card. I thought, wow. And everything was sharp. Anyway, that was it basically. Then he says, oh, you've got a £3 refund because we haven't delivered. And I spotted this. So I said, oh, just give us a bottle of that. How much is it? He said, well, that's £3. I said, that's fine. I'll just have that as well then. Lens Bright, some sort of glass cleaner, I suppose, if you get finger marks and things like that. Not that you should be touching the blooming glasses. How is it with glasses, right? It doesn't matter how careful you are, marks get on them, don't they? Huh? You still get those marks on there, don't you? All the time. Finger marks or something like that, no matter how careful you are. So I suppose that's what that stuff for, £3 for a bottle of Lens Bright, and that was fine. And then off I went, very pleased with the whole experience. Fantastic service in Specsavers. From there, I went straight to... I went to Marks and Spencer's just to buy a few of their rolls. I do like their rolls in there. Do you? Do you like the Marks and Spencer's food? I bought rolls or something else. Oh, only sugar and something else. Rolls, sugar. Well, I can't remember. Irrelevant anyway. And something. Oh, butter. Butter and Marks and Spencer's. And from there, I went straight to the swimming pool. I was about 10 minutes early for the swimming pool today, and I went in there. There's me and some old git in there. I say old git, probably the same age as me. And we're getting changed, and I said, we're a bit early today. It's so hot in that changing room. It's really, only a bit of sunshine comes out. It's really hot in that changing room anyway. So he goes in the pool. Of course, it's like 25 past. They won't let you in until there's a lifeguard ready. But you can sit on the side of the pool, which is quite nice because then you can dangle your legs in the pool and it kind of cools your body down so that when you do jump in the swimming pool, it's not so cold, see? And then they said, okay, off you go. So before I got in there, I thought, oh, I'm a bit wheezy. Shall I have some of this? And I thought, no, work through it. Always a mistake. So I start swimming up and down. I was okay for a while. Now I normally do. It's a proper size swimming pool. I usually do 60 lengths in there, and at about length 36, it starts your coughing. Yeah, and people don't like coughing anymore. Have you noticed that? You know, everyone looks around. Stands back. It's true. No one likes coughing anymore. So I'm coughing up a bit, or and because it's tightening. I can feel it tightening. And you do another length, and it's even worse. And I only got to length 46. Bitterly disappointed with myself. That took how long does that take? 46 length. That's about just over half an hour. 46 lengths. And I timed myself today. I do about a length in 47 seconds. Is that good? That's in the medium pool. Now and again, people overtake me. Not very often. It's it's the same people that overtake you all the time. So I had to get out of 46 length and I had a shower. And I came and sat back down in there. And I had 2 puffs of that. And within 15 seconds, it's gone. And isn't this a marvellous thing that they discovered? Ventolin or whatever it is. Wonderful. So I did that, got back home, had some dinner, and I couldn't wait to try my glasses on. And I rang up my friend DJ Chris, who you see often at the karaoke, and I had a FaceTime with him. Oh my God, it's all sharp edges around his face and everything. I could actually see, the disfigurement in his face. I could see it. And I mentioned it, so he said, oh, I can see all your potholes as well. Because he's got decent glasses. I think he paid £100 for his. These were 20 quid. Prescription glasses. That's the cheapest one. Specsavers, 20 quid. And I'm now going to put them on for the first time. And on my right hand, one of the things I struggle with in the morning for the radio show is being able to see the actual songs that I've got waiting next to me to play. All right? Because the writing is very, very small. I don't think you can see that. I don't think you can see it on here. Try that one. Yes, you can. So this thing here, see this here? I load this with all my songs. It will take up to 10 songs in there, yeah? There's one there. Can you see that? Oh, maybe you can't. So I drag that. See, that's one there. If I put that there, can you can't really see it, can you? Oh, yeah. Did you see that just come up there? There, right there. So that's the writing. And I have real problems seeing it. So now I'm going to try it with these, right? And I can see it's 2 chains, we own it. I can work that out. But it's slightly blurred. Now, let's see if these are any better. And these are the £20 drop from Specsavers. Oh, clear as a bell. Clear as a bell. It's blooming marvellous. I wish I'd done this 4 or 5 years ago. You know, wish I'd done that 4 or 5 years ago. But they're absolutely brilliant. Of course, you could. I mean, I could leave these on all the time. 20 quid. 19.99. Now, what's wrong with these? Why are people going out and spending £400? And it's the frames that cost the money. Oh, because it's got Calvin Klein on the side. Oh, whoopee-doo. Print off a label and make your own thing and stick it on the side. I've got a label printer. Shall I just print out Calvin Klein and put it on the side? So there we are. Fantastic. I'd be quite happy to leave these on the whole show now. Because, again, with these, you're kind of looking around a little bit like that. And everything is slightly blurred. I'll be honest with you. These are not. These are just sharp. This is as sharp as anything. And I could quite happily look at these. But these are near sight ones. So as soon as I look over there, things are a little bit blurred. But well happy. Well happy. So the new glasses are here for the sake of £20. And my little lens brightener as well. Fantastic news. All right. Talking of printing and things, actually, I was just having a little conversation with Gary's wife, Stacey, and she's going to start doing T-shirt print, vinyl printing, I think they call it. T-shirts. She's going to make T-shirts, and I think she said hoodies. I think it was something else as well. Anyway, things that you do with a printing press. Maybe, I don't know if she's doing mugs or something like that. She's going to start doing printing and all that sort of stuff. It's good, isn't it? Good, isn't it? Gary, my nephew, he went down to Hemel Hempstead to buy a printing press. I think it was Monday, actually. So they've got that now. Presumably she'll have a little bit of a practice around with it or something. And she's going to start selling T-shirts and printed hoodies and things like that. I think there's someone on here that does it. Is it Lee? He did me some must be about 2 years ago. And very good quality, actually. You know, they've been washed a few times. They're still on. Quite a good thing to do, isn't it? All right. If you're wondering what happened to my mobile phone, you remember I found it, and I wasn't sure whether to go down to Apple in Reading, otherwise known as Reading. Apple's just a dodgy old area, Reading. Don't like it. Too busy. City. Don't like it. Don't like Reading. One-way system that it takes forever to get around. Oh, it's a bloody nightmare. Not only that, but the tax office is there as well. Back. I was going to go down to Apple in Reading and get a new iPhone, an iPhone 12. I would have gone down one because it's got the 5G. And it got to the end of the show and I went to bed, watched the telly, went to bed, got up again, and I thought, let's just restore the old iPhone. So here it is, the old iPhone. It's still here, still using it, still works perfectly all right. The only thing that I would like on there is a picture of Mark Bowles for a start. I don't know if he's with us today. I'll have a look in a minute. Nice picture of Mark Bowles. I feel, you see, Mark, I hope you don't mind. I just feel guilty taking my mum and dad off and replacing them with you. It's not a good thing, is it, really? That would be a bad thing. Can you have, the wallpaper rotating? So every time you click it on and off, you get a different picture. I could have a different fella on there every time, couldn't I? Huh? Every time. Oh, that one's nice. I think you would be on there several. I could have, or no, better still, several different pictures of Mark Bowles just going around there. There he is. There. I mean, that would be my favourite one. I think that would be the one that I look at just before I go to sleep at night. I think. What do you reckon, eh? So I didn't spend the money. I'm pleased to say, because I haven't really got £500 to throw away on a new phone. I would have done it monthly. £25 a month. Because Apple, I don't know if I mentioned this the other day. Apple, you can buy a new iPhone from Apple on terms. And the terms are 0%. Yeah. So a £500 phone, you can pay over 2 years and it will cost you £500, which I think is excellent. Excellent. Normally, when you do that sort of stuff, it might be like £580 or something like that. It ends up costing you. Not with Apple; they don't charge you any more for the credit. Fantastic, isn't it? Eh? All righty. Here's a question for you, and then I'll come to your texts. If you're in a chat box or something like that, or a comment section or something like that. I'm not in either of those. To join in the show, please send an email. The email address is at the bottom of the screen there, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, or you can send a text on our local normal text number. It's not premium rate or anything, okay? It's just like texting your mates. 07451 287 337 is my text, all right? 07451 287 337 is the text number. Here's a question for you. Have you ever given up smoking? Did you ever give up smoking? Maybe done it recently or many, many years ago, or you're thinking about doing it, or what? Why did you do it? How? And did you work out how much money you saved? Because I've been trolling about on Facebook today, having a little look at people's posts. I've got a couple of little bits and pieces to show you today. But my friend who used to work at the BBC, Danny Cowan is his name. He was also the announcer for E4. You know, you know, the TV channel. He's one of the announcers there. He was the one with the Irish accent. Quite really good. And he won an award as well this year for the announcements. He's not working there anymore. But a very professional person, Danny Cowan. And he gave up smoking around about this time last year. I'm not sure how he did it. But in that time, I think he's got an app or something like that. And this app told him, since he gave up smoking a year ago, he has put on 91.31 days of extra life. I'm not quite sure how they work out 0.31, you know. So kind of, does it get through the 91st day, and I don't know, 3.31. I mean, what would that be? So around about. Well, how would you split that up? I don't know. What's 0.31 of a day? What time would that make it? 8, 7? I don't know. Say about 7:31. Do you suddenly expire? Is that how they work that out? So it says on the app, he's put on 91.31 days of extra life. He has not smoked. Are you ready for this? 7,690 cigarettes. It's easily done. Easily done. I used to smoke. Long time ago now. But he has saved, in that time, how much do you reckon? £5,296 and 8 pence. Wow. That's a business class airline seat to Australia and money left over with British Airways, that is. In the year of not smoking, he has saved £5,296 and 8 pence. What a fantastic achievement. Have you given up smoking? Did you work any of that out yourself? Or maybe you had an app or something like that that told you all that sort of stuff? I think that's blooming wonderful, don't you? What would you do with all that money? £5,296 and 8 pence. Did you give up smoking? How long ago? Do you know how many cigarettes you would have smoked, perhaps? How much did you used to smoke per day? Why did you start smoking? I smoked years ago. Wanted to be one of the boys, you know. Was in the Scouts, actually. As my friends in the Scouts, none of whom I'm in contact with. It was Philip Thompson, Tim Cruikshank and Mark Edwards. And they were lads. Do you know what I mean? I was kind of on the softer side of the Scouts, but I wanted to be in with them. And I started smoking, and that's where I started smoking. John Player number 6 we used to smoke. And also the blue packet, I don't know what that was, a mild one. And then on to Marlborough, Benson and Hedges Gold, Silk Cut. I smoked all those. I can't bear the smell now. And I gave up before I moved here. So that would be now about 27 years ago. I wanted to give up before I moved here so that my house wouldn't stink of cigarettes like the flat used to. And I used to smoke 20 a day, unless I was working at the Black Cap DJing, where I would smoke almost 20 while I was DJing. So 20 to 40 a day, depending on what day it was. A lot of cigarettes, really. When I used to be working at British Telecom, had my little van, used to go from job to job, and the job would finish, I'd go in the van, straight away I'd have a cigarette. Straight away. Between the jobs. And the next job, if the next job, sometimes it might have taken 2 hours, it might have taken 10 minutes. You never really know till you get there. If it was just a microphone change on a phone, because you remember the old phones, they were called 746s in the telecom world. We called them dial telephones 746, and you used to pick them up, and they had you could twist the receiver and the microphone, and the microphone would become noisy, and we'd just unscrew that, take off the old one, put on a new electronic one, and the noise would go. That noise, all that noise would go, unless it was on the line, of course, in which case it was more work. But it might take 10 minutes, and you do that for 10 minutes. Well, not even 10 minutes. That's like a 5-minute job, that is. I mean, on the timesheet, it was worth half an hour. But in actual fact, you'd be in and out of that house in 2 minutes flat, 2 or 3 minutes. That's it. Unless, of course, you're staying for tea and cakes and toast, which the older people used to like. I think they only called us out for a bit of a chat, but that's okay. I loved that job. Loved working for BT, and the company really looked after us. No problems with BT at all. They were very, very good to me. And so you'd finish your cigarette, you go in, do the job, you come, and straight away have another cigarette again. You know, terrible. And 20 to 40 cigarettes. And I wanted to give up. And I tried several times. I didn't have any patches. In actual fact, I think the first few times I gave up, if I remember rightly, there were no patches. I don't think people had patches in those days, if I remember rightly. But I never bothered with any of that. And you try every day. And I just hit the right day. I gave up twice. The first time I gave up, and I didn't smoke for a year or two. Then I started again. Yeah, and then the next time I gave up, I was actually going through the divorce and all that business. It was a very stressful time, but for some reason I just managed to give up. And that was it. Never smoked again. I'm very pleased to say. It's not easy. The way I did it, I just kept trying day in, day out. Oh no, I can't be bothered today. And it's just would start smoking again. And I just seemed to hit the right day. Odd, isn't it, really? And then as time goes on, you desire a cigarette, or at least I did, less and less. And eventually that's it. You're out of it. I can't bear the smell of a cigarette now. Of course, you could argue that as I was working in pubs and clubs and places like that, and the smoking was still allowed then, so really I suppose when I was at work I was smoking what's it called, passively, you know. I was smoking other people's cigarettes while I was working, and it was awful, really. As time went on, I got more and more I noticed it more and more, the smoking. And the funny thing is, as we were coming up to that date, you know, when they stopped smoking in pubs and clubs, which is one of the best things any government has ever done, I've got to tell you that. As it come closer and closer, I was noticing it more and more. I don't know if it was just in my head or something like that. You know, I can't wait for this ban of smoking to happen. But it seemed to get worse and worse. And then suddenly it was gone. Oh, it's wonderful. So that's how I gave up the smoking. I think when I gave up, it was about £1.20 a packet of cigarettes or something like that. I think it was something like that. And I gave up really because I noticed at the age of 23, I was climbing up the stairs to Mum's house, and I was out of breath on the stairs. 23 years old. That ain't right, is it? I'll get up one flight of stairs. I can do 60 lengths in the pool now and get out as if nothing's happened. Well, apart from today with the old asthma, which is, I reckon it was probably caused by the smoking over those years. I did have a COPD test in the doctors some time ago, and they said I was right on the borderline of COPD, just below it. She said, "Did you ever?" She says, "This would have been caused by the smoking over the years. Not only my own smoking, but the passive smoking, of course, in pubs and bars." And she said, "The best thing you can ever do is never ever go near a cigarette again." And of course, I haven't. I have no desire at all. You know, when you just give up smoking, right? It's actually quite nice to be around someone that's smoking, because you're not holding a cigarette, but you're trying to breathe in their exhaled smoke and probably all the viruses that are coming out of their mouths as well, dear. Isn't it? But now, if anyone's smoking near me, I have to take a step back. It's awful. Mind you, better that than the bad breath some people have got, innit? What about you? Have you ever given up smoking, and how was it? Let's have a look at some of your messages this evening. Good evening to Diane Jebb. Hello, Diane. If you'd like to send a message, join in with the show, do feel free. Text us here, please, on 07451 287 337, 07451 287 337, or you can email there, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, all right? Hello to Gary Ross. Evening to you, Gary. Welcome, Gary. Evening to Jason Hughes. Mr. Ray Reynolds in the house. Evening, Ray. Did you ever smoke at all, Ray? I'm just wondering if you smoked. Not sure if you smoked at all. Sherry's there. Hello, Sherry. Glad to hear your voice again. Love the jacket. Thank you, Sherry. We've got a few different jackets, haven't we, my love? Let's have a better look, shall we? Would you like a twirl? Would you like a twirl, Sherry? Only for you, my darling. Twirling now, my dear. Twirling around. Twirling around. What's that? What's that? Is that from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Turning around on the music box. Da, 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 da. Da, da. Is it that one? Oh, what's that from? Is it? No. Is it Mary Poppins? What do I do? Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Is that from Mary Poppins? Not sure what that one's from there. Hello, Sherry. Good evening to Rachel. Hello, Rachel. Is that a canvas to your site? Yes, this is quite old, actually, Rachel. This used to be up on the backdrop before we went to, what do you call them, virtual signs like that one there. See, that's not really there. You see, watch, look, my hand disappears behind it. It's not really there. It's just a picture superimposed. Before I was able to learn how to do all that stuff, this used to be on the wall. See, look. It's very old. Look, you can see the top there. It's all starting to go away there. So it's quite old. Yeah. And in actual fact, I've got to be honest, it looks better on the picture than it does in real life. It's a bit faded. It doesn't look faded on there. Maybe I've got the colour turned up a bit too high. Thank you, Rachel, for noticing that. Thank you, Rachel. Rachel's one of the people which every night, every show that she listens to, at the end of it, I get a little text from her. She's not the only one saying thank you for the show. And that is very much appreciated. Those of you that do that, thank you very much. It's very kind of you to, you just sit here and you're putting stuff away and you get a little thank you through. It's lovely. Thank you, Rachel. Evening to George Bonds. Good evening to George. Hello to Richard Morris is in the house. Good evening, Richard. Richard, baby. Richard says, you must be wealthier than you thought if you can shop at Marks and Spencer's. Oh, the money's falling out of my pockets, Richard. The money's falling out, my love. I have been asked by several of my Jewish friends if I want to become a member. I have been. I'm surprised you haven't asked me yet, Rachel. You love a convert, don't you, my love? Eh? You love a convert, but I mean, you haven't got Mary? I don't think you have Mary in the Jewish thing, do you? Do you not have Mary? Immaculate Mary, our hearts are on fire. I'm going to have that at my funeral. 13 verses long, that is. And I'll make them bloody well stand there, sing every single verse. I'm going to have a solicitor there at my funeral, and they'd be watching. If people aren't singing, it will be double checked as to that name and who's on my will. Anyone not singing, there'll be a line going through their name. We're not having no singing at my wedding, at my food. Oh, I'd love to get married. I'm waiting to be asked. Who's going to marry me? I'd love to get married now. I was never into those gay weddings. I thought, that's a bit odd, that gay. Why don't they just go with each other? And no, I'd quite like to get married. I would. But there's no one in my set. There's not even a tissue. Oh, hang on. Let me get an old tissue out of the waste paper basket. Oh, there we are. That one to do. There might be a bit of snot on there, but it's okay. Nobody wants me, Richard. Oh, Oh dear, I mean, I'm even starting to look at John Ward, to be honest. Oh God, it's so sad. Richard said, I'm not sure whether I should tell you this, but my glasses were £600. Are you off your head? A good Jewish man like you, wasting money on bits of glass? £600 for a pair of glasses? What are they made out of? Gold? Gold, always believe in your soul. You've got the power to know you're indestructible. Well, I hope they are indestructible for 600 quid. 600 quid on I thought Ray Reynolds was doing good at 400. Blimey. £600 for his glasses. He says they're not a named brand. They are just, very focal old age. Very focal old age. Thank you, Richard, my love. Evening to Maureen. She'll be along at the karaoke tomorrow night. Evening to you, Maureen. Hello to Mick Davenport, who says you can have a wallpaper picture on the lock screen and one on the home screen. Ah! Well, that might be the thing to do then. Where do I have Mark, though? I want like Mark's pictures so that it just pops up now and again. I'd love to see him popping up now and again. I really would. Thank you, Mick, for that one. Fran, evening Fran, says, I gave up smoking not by choice nearly 10 years ago because of a brain hemorrhage. Gosh, Fran, glad you got out of that, my love. Do you know, I'm especially glad that you got out of that because we can't afford to lose viewers on this programme. I mean, look at the numbers. So the viewers on this show are sinking quicker than the Titanic, my love. They really are. If a plane was to crash right now, okay, and all those people would fall out of the sky, the people watching this show are falling quicker than the people out of the plane. That is a true actual fact. This is the only channel on YouTube with more videos and subscribers. It's absolutely true. Thank you, Fran. John Parrish, he gave up. He gave up the smoky. He says, hi, Chris. When I first met Sherry, I was smoking 60 cigarettes a day. I don't think I got to 60, John. 60 cigarettes a day. She told me to stop, so I did. Using acupuncture. Haven't smoked for 17 years. Yes, I've heard that's a very good way to give up. The old acupuncture. Little needle. I don't think you fit. The needles are really thin, aren't they? What would worry me that a needle might break in me. You know, I'm surprised it didn't happen with you, John. I mean, you've got tough old skin, haven't you? Like a crocodile, love. Does Sherry have to put special creams on to keep you supple? Is that how that works, John? Anyway, acupuncture, yes, an excellent way to give up. I've heard many, many people who have done that. He says, based on £5 per pack, he has saved £93,000 in 17 years. I can well believe it. Do you know what, John? There's probably some saddos now who have actually got a calculator out to check that you're incorrect or correct. I bet there is. I always get that. As soon as I start saying figures and things like that, someone starts getting out a calculator and working it out for themselves. Sad, isn't it, really? But John reckons he saved £93,000 on cigarettes. I mean, that's, well, you can get a house for that in several parts of the UK. Oh, yeah, you can buy houses for that. Yeah, depends where they are. You can get, and the thing is, it doesn't have to be a dump where you live. You know, in dumps, one of the places in Lincolnshire near where my sister lives, is Clinton Park. I've driven around there. What a ithole! What a ithole! It is a dump, right? And the houses there are really cheap. No one wants them. But you can go out to places that are like perhaps secluded or a bit cut off, you know, and you can get nice little places for like 93 grand, easy. By the way, you know that other place I showed you, the ex-school along the River Witham, 425 grand, still for sale. Still for sale. So, I mean, if anyone wants to sweep me off my feet, that's it. I'm willing to give up all the work and move it. I think it would be lovely. If I had someone in my life, I would be seriously considering that now. I mean, I'd have to sell a few things. The value of this house wouldn't cover that, or maybe get out a little extra mortgage for the extra. But I'd absolutely have that place. You can't do it on your own, though. Very lonely, very lonely. Evening to Adrian Richardson. Hello to you, Adrian, who says, "Good evening, Chris. I stopped smoking when I was 6." I love it. I stopped smoking when I was 6. Didn't like it. Couldn't stand it when I was working in the pubs. We are on a smoking what? Stunk. Smoking dust stink. It makes the whole place stink. And you remember the yellow ceilings, of course, on the walls. Let me tell you, the black cap you couldn't see. I mean, in a way, it's quite good having people smoking in a pub because you get the lights. You know, I quite like light beams. Do you know what I mean? Now, if you've got clear air, you can't see a light beam. That's why they have smoke machines. Say if you've got like a laser or something like that, you know, you go like that. If you've got the slightest bit of smoke, you can see the beam of light going for it. And it's the same with the stage lights. You can see these beams coming at you. I quite like that. Quite like that. Well, good on you. He stopped smoking when he was 6 because he didn't like it. I love it. That's funny. That's funny. Jeff, hello to you, Jeff. Good evening to you, Jeff. Jeff and Linda. Hi, Chris. Looking well. Thank you, Jeff. I tried everything to stop smoking. Acupuncture, chewing gum, you name it. I tried and failed until my 5-year-old grandson was sat on my knee watching Thomas the Tank Engine. Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends. Now, was that Welsh? Was there a Welsh Thomas? Was he Welsh? Thomas the Tank Engine? From the valley, whatever, the Welsh Valley. And the sheep, were they running after Thomas the Tank Engine? Anyway, his grandson was sat on his knee watching Thomas the Tank Engine. He turned and looked at me and said, "Grandad, your breath smells like an ashtray. Never touched another cigarette since." Brilliant. Brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Ray Reynolds. Thank you, Ray. Ray's still with us tonight. Didn't smoke, but the passive smoke in clubs and pubs. I agree with you. Remember how your shirt stank and all our records. And that is a fact. That is, Ray. Thank you, Ray. You're quite right. Yes. I mean, you literally only have to go in a pub for like... You could walk into a pub, right? Buy a bag of crisps and walk out again, and you would be stinking of cigarettes. Seconds it took for your clothes to absorb all this stuff. And from that, it wouldn't go. You'd have to wash the clothes. It won't go on its own. You're absolutely right, Ray. And when we used to open our record boxes, perhaps at home, and you get that smell of smoke coming out at you from the record box. Oh, it was awful. Awful. Thank you, Ray. You're absolutely right there. Gary Ross says, "I'd buy one of those Union Jack canvases if Gary is able to print one." What, one of these here? I don't know. He's not done them yet. That's got to be 10 years old, that one there. That's 10 years old. That's a bit of a museum piece, like when I don't think I made that long after I first started the sort of video side of these, because I've actually been doing chat shows for a very long, it's got to be 20 years now, I reckon. Must be about 20 years, but they started off as audio only, which I don't have those. I have a few, actually. I do have a few audio chat shows, I think, somewhere. Yeah. 020906. Gosh. And I was on Live 365 then. 06, are they the earliest ones? 06. I think they're 06. I wonder what I sound... Oh, 05. 05. That's that 05 one. Let me just... let's have a little listen to that. From the Mirror. Hang on a minute. That was it. So that started at 7:30. A good night. It wasn't packed because it was tickets only. Last year, I was at the same place on Christmas Eve, and it was absolutely rammed. I mean, you could not move in here. So that's the show, 31st of December 2005. I have a few. I didn't keep them all, but I've got a few. I think 05 would be the... 05 looks like it was the earliest that I've got there. Maybe that is when I started. I can't remember now. Actually, my friend Ross Patel, he does a Reach on Air show um, on Tuesday nights, doesn't he? He does 9 till 11 on Tuesday nights, and he keeps a lot of stuff. He's got like hard drives full of stuff from different people, including myself. I'll ask him what's the earliest one he's got. He may have the first ever chat show I did, which was on a little radio station called CMP Radio. I was doing a music show, very similar to how my one is every morning here at Reach on Reach on Air. And I decided to do a chat show because I found myself talking longer and longer and playing less and less music. So I decided to do a chat show, and I'll never forget, I was in this actual room, and we were on CDs at the time. We weren't on MP3, so I had stacks of CDs, and I literally put the CDs in another room so that I couldn't be tempted to pull one out. And anyway, it was all live. And this clock's counting down, and I am bricking it. I thought, what if I just run out of things to say? I was terrified, and I had newspapers here and things like that. And it got down to 0, and I played the jingle, and I just started, and I managed to talk for an hour. One of the subjects, I think, was a war. There was a war going on, possibly Iraq or something like that. And I got onto the subject of how they were going around murdering children and things like that in this particular... It might not have been Iraq. It might have been something else. Yeah, I remember doing that. Oh, I do have some of the old stuff here, Gary. But that would be very close to when I first started doing the videos there. Yeah. Well, my it's not my nephew who's going to be doing the printing. It's my nephew's wife. So when she's up and running, I'll let you know. And I don't know, maybe she can do you something like that. Okay, you'd have to talk to her direct though, because they're both going to be doing some work now. Now that Olivia's passed away, you kind of have to become, I suppose, more of a sort of normal life. Obviously, money that they would have been getting for Olivia that will very soon or has already been cut off. I don't really know anything about that. So of course they will be way down. So now they have to go to work, which, like almost going to a normal life after so long of dedicating your lives to looking after someone. That must be very difficult. Very difficult. However, needs must, and got to get the money in. So Gary actually starts a job next week, which is a part-time job. I think he does Mondays and Fridays, and he's doing maintenance at a holiday park. He'll be able to do that, you see. Fantastic. I can't wait for him to start that job. And I'm hoping kind of that he will have a lunch break there somewhere, and I'll be able to meet up with him perhaps and buy him lunch. I used to do that with my other nephew. Remember my other nephew? He had his own car repair, not repairing cars. Sorry, what do you call it now? Not the engines, the bit around the outside, the bodywork shop. Yeah, bodywork. And he used to do all that. And he had his own one. Eventually, he got very lonely in that and decided to sell up. And he's now got a job with Audi. And he fixes the cars in there. I'm so proud of my nephews and nieces. Yeah, I can't tell you. Every time something good happens because they've done something, I'm so proud of that. So proud to watch how young people get on. I really love it. To see that sort of thing happening. And now, of course, Gary, a little bit later, perhaps, and some of the lads has now got to go and do a job, and he's got one. He's going to be doing a bit of maintenance at this holiday camp, starting on with 2 days, 2 full days a week, I believe a Monday and a Friday. And he'll be, I don't know, maybe... I mean, I've no idea. I've no idea what he'd do. Maybe a little bit of electric. I don't know. No idea. I don't know what a maintenance bloke does. But he'll be able to do all that because he can turn his hand to anything. Yeah. Good on him. But I'll let you know. And Stacey, as I say, they bought a printing press and she wants to do T-shirts and that sort of thing from home and hopefully make a little bit of money with that. So I'll let you know when they do it, all right? Good evening to Paul in Cornwall. Evening, Paul. He's got his sound sorted. Excellent, Paul. No more noise at all. Isn't it great? You turn your volume right up, right, with your earphones on, and listen carefully. It should be, you'll get a hiss, which you get with all amplifiers if you turn them right up. You'll probably get a hiss, slight hiss, but no, that little noise that computers send out there. Rachel, the music box is from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Thank you very much, Rachel. That's the one. What can I do? La da 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 da. Oh, do you know what? I wonder if there's a music bed for that. Bed for, would you say, Chitty music box? I wonder if there's an instrumental version of that I can talk over. If there is, I'll seek that out after today's show and have a look there. Oh, wonderful little tune. Evening to Chris Woodhouse. Hello, Chris. Hello, darling. There's our Chris. Evening, Chris. He says, hi, Chris. It's DJ Chris. That's why they say you should have gone to Specsavers. Good price on your glasses. They may not have a Mary in the Jewish church. However, you're definitely a big Mary. How rude. DJ Chris in the house. He said those little needles won't touch the sides. You should know. Thank you, Chris. Andy's in the house. Good evening to Andy, who just saw an advert on TV about another Bradley Walsh show on ITV. Bring back Darling Buds of May. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, hang on a minute. No, sorry. I need my glasses on. Hang on a minute. Where are we? Evening, Chris. Just saw an advert on TV about another Bradley Walsh show on ITV. It's going to be bringing back the Darling Buds of May. Good God. Wonderful. Bradley will be playing Pop Larkin, I hear, as long as it's as good as the original. I don't think I watched the Darling Buds of May. Don't think I watched that. Thank you, Andy. I must admit I've started watching Downton Abbey again, right from the beginning on Netflix. Now, I did see it in the past, but only later on. I didn't see the first lot of them, but I've started watching that now on Netflix. Only one episode so far. Oh, how brilliant is that? Maggie Smith. We love Maggie Smith. She's so funny in it. So funny. Thank you, Andy. George has never smoked. Thank you, George. Adrian, hey up. Data on Pandora. New information on Adrian's pussy, Pandora. She's getting better now. Getting the okay from the vet tomorrow because she hasn't been very well with his cat. Here, kitty. Poor little pussycat. Pussycat, what do you there? I frightened a little mouse under the stair. Yes. Thank you for bringing us fully up to date on your pussy, my darling. All right. Don't forget, gang, if you're in a chat box and you're sending me a message there, I don't see that at all. Okay. Please send a text 07451 287 337 or use the email chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk is my email address right there in front of you. Let's have a look. Oh, by the way, Richard Morris, if you're still with us today, it's his birthday tomorrow. Richard Morris says, are you still with us, Richard? Because if you are, please let me know immediately. Very, very important. Very, very important, that. Danny Woodhouse says, can I have the phone, please, Chris? No, because I'm not getting rid of it, darling. I'm keeping it now. I'm keeping the phone. No expense spared. I mean, I did go mad this year and purchased a new screen. Look, a new screen cover, which cost £4.99. Very, very expensive, my loves, all right? We've got the raffle coming up a little bit later, so I'm afraid, no, you can't have the phone at all there, my darling. All right, not available to you. George Bond says, my old cat died yesterday morning. Oh, sorry to hear that. You got some new cats, though, haven't you? I know you sent in some bits and pieces about your cats there. Talking of cats, again, on Facebook today, some woman moaning. It's so funny. Let me see if I don't know if I can still see the original post, in which case we can see if anyone's mentioned it at all. 1 minute. Where are we now? It's Ali Hello, Ali. Good evening, Ali Tamplin. Hello to you, Ali, who says, I used to hate... So, sorry, Ali, I've just picked you up from this thing here. If you send us a text, if you want to send us any messages, all right, Ali? Because I generally don't go in the chat boxes at all. He used to hate smoking in clubs when he was swinging it on the dance floor. Oh, dear. And getting holes in his shirts. Oh, anyone have that at all? Did you get holes in your shirts, boys and girls, while you were doing the dancing? It's so easily... No one did it on purpose, you know. But, you know, and then someone swings round into your cigarettes. Well, you shouldn't wear cheap shirts then, dear. You're wearing nylon shirts probably, Ali, were you? He says, you run out of things to say. Really, there's not a chance in hell of that girl of you running out of things to say. And hello to Chris Grant. Good evening, Chris. It's Chris G from Reach On Air. Good evening to you, Chris. Welcome along to the show. Once again, gang, if you're joining in, do send us a text there, 07451 287 337. It's just a local London text number, just a normal text number. It's not premium rate at all right? And Paul in Cornwall says, no computer sounds, but I don't know what that is. He's got something to fix on some gadget box that he's got there as well that we won't understand there. So good luck. I hope you get that fixed all right, my darling. All righty. Okay, yes, this post here. Let me see if I can find that for you. I thought, haven't I got this as a saved thing somewhere? Hang on a minute. How do I do that? No, hang on. Where's TV show? Where is it? TV, there it is. Facebook. Oh, there we go. Now, what does that open? No, that doesn't open it. It just opens Facebook. Okay, can't find it. Doesn't matter. I can read it out from here anyway, boys and girls. Yes, and it's people moaning on Facebook. They always moan, don't they? Or they moan. It's just a thing about it. I'm sure half the time it's about attention, you know, moaning about something they've seen on the telly or their latest illness that comes up there. You know, you've got to be positive with the stuff you put. I try not to be negative on Facebook. You know, I mean, now and again, you know, got something wrong with you. Yeah, please post it. But don't make it every single post you do. There's certain people on there who every single post is depressing. And eventually you just stop looking at them. You know, you stop following them because it's just so blooming depressing. But this woman posted a picture up there. She's taken a picture of this cat. There's the cat, right? Oh, look at that cat. Butter wouldn't melt in its mouth, except it does. And this woman posted, whoever owns his cat in Harmon's Water, which is around here, needs to do something about it. It jumps out from bushes and viciously attacked me and my little dogs for no reason and is now laying in wait for its next victim. And I'm not being funny. It is the white cats that do seem to be a bit of a problem. I don't know why it is. We had a cat round here. One of my lovely neighbours, his name's Tim. He was on the telly a lot, and doing a police type thing, you know, like police thing on the telly. He was an M25 traffic person, you know, M25 traffic person, and he had a white cat, and it used to scream its head off, this cat, because of course it was deaf. Those albino cats usually have something wrong with them, whether it's deafness or madness or aggressiveness, like the one I just showed you there. I mean, it does. Looks like butter wouldn't melt in its mouth. Look at that cat. Look at it. Look, it's waiting. And she was. It viciously attacked me and my little dogs for no reason and is now laying in wait for its next victim. You see, I'm the sort of person that would now go around looking for that cat and then just sit there and wait for it to attack someone and laugh. I'd find that very amusing. But cats always usually win over dogs, don't they? I've seen YouTube videos of cats and crocodiles having a fight, and guess who wins? Not the crocodile. It's great. My mate's got a cat just like that, but it doesn't like anyone except him. It's he's on his lap and everything. Won't come near me, this cat, and she attacks the other cats. And she goes out and she lays down in the grass and thinks no one could. And the fact that she's white, I don't think she knows she's white in a patch of green grass, and she lays down in the grass thinking that no one can see her. Anyway, that's the thing on the Facebook this morning. Was there something else there on Facebook? Oh, and another one of my mates moaning. What's his name? Can't remember. What's his name? So he puts up this post yesterday. Now, you know how I feel about having food delivered. Very, very, very rare. Oh, come on, how lazy are you? God's sake, get your ass down to the chip shop and go and walk down there or cycle down there yourself, you lazy people. Anyway, this lad on there put up a post this morning saying 13 effing pounds for a delivered kebab. He paid £13. He's in London, you see. That's what they pay in London. I know people that pay and they order a Starbucks coffee to be delivered. I mean, you have more money than sense. Well, maybe they have. Of course, you look at the other side of it. It's keeping someone in a job, innit? I can't believe the amount of bikes and cars that pull up just outside Bracknell shopping centre and walk through to go and get people a McDonald's breakfast. At like 10, 9, 10, well, no, not as early as that. Those sort of people aren't up at that time, my love. 10, 11 in the morning. Can't be asked to get out of bed. Pick up the just like, can you go and pick me up a McDonald's breakfast? Oh, you can just imagine, can't you? There they are, 11 o'clock in the morning. On goes the Sony PlayStation, and then they get their McDonald's. I bet they even leave the door open so they don't. So could you bring it up the stairs, please, and just drop it on the side of my bed? I mean, how lazy must you be? They're queuing up outside Bracknell shopping centre to get people's breakfasts in the morning. I kid you not. They are. I mean, I don't know how much the lads and the girls as well do it. And not always young ones either. I note that around London, the people on the bikes, Deliveroo, Uber Eats, I think there's some others, Google too. Do you know, I've got a terrible itch here. Something is irritating me here. It keeps it. I can't wait to get this bleeding t-shirt off today, to be honest. Or maybe I'll open it. Do you mind if I open it? No, it's not going to turn you on too much, is it? There you go. Is it red? Is it red there? Oh, something's making me itchy there. There you go. It's not too bad, is it? Hang on a minute. Let's try and get it a little bit... Oh, what's happened here? Look how old that looks, DJ Chris. Are you still with us, love? Look! That weren't happening when you came round, was it, eh? All those years ago, my love? Where was I going with that? Oh, yes. I note that it tends to be, from what I've seen, the people that do it in London... delivering the food do appear to be a lot younger than the ones doing them around here. I've seen people around here sort of my age, with the Deliveroo bags and stuff like that, coming back from McDonald's or Costa tea or something, Costa Coffee or the brown bag, which is like a coffee and cake shop. I've seen people my age doing it around here. In London, it seems to be younger people. All on bikes and things like that. Presumably some of them have got electric bikes and all, which is a wonderful thing. DJ Chris has got 2 electric bikes. Fantastic 2 electric bikes. Anyway, so this lad put on there £13 for a delivered kebab. So I put on there, well, get off your arse and get one. Go down the shop yourself, you lazy bastard. Then it won't cost you £13. Can't be bothered to leave the house, can they? Can't be bothered to leave the house. Shocking. Chris Grant said, I think I've read out your message. I'll read this again. Chris Grant has just sent an email in. Thank you, Chris. Hi, Chris. How are you doing? It's the other Chris from Reach On Air. Love tuning into your shows in the morning. Thank you, Chris. Great way to start the day. Yeah, I try and give it a bit of a smile. I try and give it a little bit of a smile in the morning. There's so much depressiveness. Now and again, there might be a little bit of a story in there. But I try and keep it upbeat. Now and again, I do get... very kind people send in little stories now and again. If I think they're a bit serious, I don't want to do those in the morning. I try and lift it up. If you want to do serious, bloody well watch BBC Breakfast Time and be depressed watching that. Or Kay Burley. Oh, God blimey. Does anyone watch the Kay Burley show in the morning? I can't believe anyone watches that bleeding Snow Queen, dear. Dear me. It's a bit like Katie Price on steroids, isn't it? Watching Kay Burley in the morning. And don't she look old now? She's got that thin, old, haggard face now. She'd be good to do a witch, wouldn't she, in Halloween? I could see her with a witch's hat and all that on. Thank you there. What else have we got here? Good evening to Shania. Evening, Shania. Hello to you, Shania. Maureen, all creatures great and small. Second episode on tonight at 9 o'clock. It's just about to start, that, isn't it? Or an hour later on Channel 5+1. Or, of course, at any time on the Channel 5 iPlayer thing, whatever that's called. All right. There's Ali. Ali's texting in now as well. Hello, Ali. All right. There you go. Did you say in your first talk show you'd worry about running out of things to say? Yeah, I picked that up on the other thing. You always have something to say, dear. Not always, Ali. And by the way, Ali, on your Facebook, can I just ask, how old is that picture you're using? That's 20 years. Come on, Ali, we want to see what you look like now. Have you had any work done to your face yet, Ali? I know some of the gays have had that done, haven't they? I'd need a lot of work done on my body if I turned up at the Pleasure Drome again, Ali. I think I've seen you in there, and I years ago. Adrian, I refuse to use Uber Eats, all the others, or any of the others, because people deliver the food are arseholes, and they drive and park their cars and motorbikes. Complete arseholes, he said. I think you're right. On the other hand, you know, I don't think they're getting much money for delivering that food. I think they probably have to deliver an awful lot. You may remember on one of Sunday night shows, incidentally, I'm not here Sunday, not here this Sunday, okay? I've got to go into Sydenham to have a look at a couple of jobs there. All right, so I won't be here Sunday. The next chat show after this one will be on Tuesday night, okay, at 8 o'clock on Tuesday night. Yes, we had Matthew Vans, wasn't it? He called into the show about 4 or 5 Sundays ago, and he does Uber Eats where he lives. He's not in London, and he works 6 days a week, I think 12 hours a day for 200 quid. They don't get a lot of money, those people. Terrible, isn't it? 200 quid he does for that. Chris says it's called a turkey neck. Is that what it is, love? Can you do anything? Can I do anything about this? You know, maybe, I don't know. At least I haven't got that red thing hanging down like those turkeys. They have a hard life, don't they? Just poor turkeys. None of them are looking forward to Christmas, you know. Turkeys do not look forward to Christmas. Good evening to Ollie K. Welcome along to you, Ollie. All right, welcome back to the show, little Ollie. Anyway, that's the aggressive cat there I wanted to show you. And talking about my glasses and eyes in general, Vera, I think she's probably at work tonight, isn't she? Let me just look down there. Have a look there. I think she's at work tonight. No message from Vera at all yet. Oh, thank you, Danny. Yeah, we'll do that in a moment, Danny. Stand by for that, Danny. Yes, Vera sent in a little email. She actually sent in 2 emails and says on the subject of her eye test. She recently had an eye test. Now, get ready. A rather disturbing image is about to appear on your screens. This was the BBC. Oh, strobe lighting is used. You see, I wouldn't tell people that. There's strobe lighting is being used. I'd like to see what happens when you put the strobe lighting. I want to see people having an epileptic fit. I want to see. I would put the strobe lighting on and then just sit there and watch. But the BBC, they're so boring. You know, they tell you strobe lighting is used in this programme. I mean, where's the fun in that? You've already told them. No one can have fun anymore, can they? We can't have fun anymore. Can't take a risk. Why is that? Also, the thickos of this world don't get irony, do they? This is where I think the woke lot are thick, totally and utterly thick, because they don't get irony. That's when you say something. You lot watching this show now are very, very intelligent because you get it. You understand irony. When you say something, but you don't actually mean what you're saying, but there is a little comedic element in there, which you, all of you, as far as I'm concerned, can see. You see it and you laugh because you know he doesn't mean anything by it. But the thicko woke lot who are taking over television. Now, what was it I saw today? Oh, gosh, there was something about a TV programme today. Or an organisation that has just sacked half of their people because they're all white. And to get diversity in, they let them all go. Half of them, so they can get different people in. Just to tick a box. It's crazy. This is what's going on. This is what's going on now. You know, whatever the job is, it should go to the person who's best for that job, irrelevant of their colour or their man or woman or by gender, whatever, but don't care. Don't care. Whoever is best for that job should get it. Not just because, we need a gay one, we need a straight one, we need a black one, we need a white one, we need a Chinese one, we need a bi-gender one, we need a transgender one, we need... That's what they're doing. It should go to the best person for that job. And if that all be black people, or all be white people, or all be gay people, so be it. But of course, that would never happen. That would never happen, that you'd have all of one sort of people, right? But just because you've got an organisation there, and it's already full up, you don't get rid of half of them just to start ticking bloody boxes. That's it. I think it's some sort of choral thing. Maybe a singing, something to do with an orchestra or singing. I saw that on the news today. How crazy is that? Absolutely crazy. Anyway, back onto the subject of eyes, boys and girls. And Vera says, there you have it. I'm old. I now qualify for a free eye test. Don't moan, dear. I've had to pay for mine. Well, how much was it? How much is an eye test now? 20 quid? 25? It's not that expensive. It's like the dentist. Yeah, when you go for a dentist checkup, it's about £21. It's not bad, is it? Come on. What, twice a year? £21 and you're moaning? How can you be moaning for a dentist to check your health of your teeth for £21 twice a year? And how much did you spend on your Sky subscription that month? That more important than your teeth, is it? See? People don't get it, do they? I can't afford that, we got the Sky subscription. We'll cancel it. Oh, one of our mobile phones. We'll get rid of one of them then. They haven't got a clue, or they don't want to get rid of things so that they can have nice things to eat. We won't have anything to eat today because we're watching Amazon Prime. That's what it's like. That's what people are like. And you can't help them. I've had people say to me, I'm in a bit of a situation, what do I do? And the story I've told you a few times is a friend of mine. This is some years ago now. And he owed a bit of money. And he says, can you help us with this? I said, yeah, what do you want to know? He said, well, I'm not asking for money. I said, well, good, because I don't lend money to anyone, ever. Never. I never lend money to anyone, ever. That's true, that is. I've come unstuck too many times. And he said to me, I owe a bit of money. I said, well, how much do you owe? And he told me. I said, are you working at the moment? Yeah, I'm getting this in. I said, okay, how much do you get in? And I DJ here. Okay, what's that work out? Okay. All right. So, right. And I just, in my head, and it was very, very easy. I said, you got any rent to pay? No, I live at home. Okay. Right. Stay in for, and it wasn't a great long period of time. I said, don't go out for 3 months. You'll pay your debt off completely. Oh, I can't do that. Why not? Oh, I've got to go. I can't stay in for 3 months. Right. Well, don't ask then. Don't be like that. I said, you asked me how to help you. I just have, and you just brushed it aside. And people with children, it must be difficult when that child wants the £1,000 Christmas present. The parents can't afford it. Oh, we don't know what to do. We can't afford this. Well, don't buy it then. Buy something else. But that's the one they want. Unlucky. We can't all have everything we want. Otherwise, we'd be all living in Buckingham Palace type houses, wouldn't we? You try and help people and sometimes you can't. It's impossible. Anyway, Vera says, I'm old. I now qualify for a free eye test, you lucky cow. Have you got bus pass as well? Ding, ding. Oh, dear. When do we get bus passes? Can I have one? I've been on a bus for years. Haven't been on a bus for years. She says, I wonder what else I can have. Well, you've got to be able to get the bus pass, my love. He says, she quite rightly says, if you think about it, I've already paid for it over the years. I've been paying national insurance, same as I did. I did pay £10 for the extra test, though. Yes, they offer this extra thing, don't they? I did that as well. It's been 2 years since the last year, and everything is still the same. So no new glasses for me. And then she sent me a picture of her eyeballs. right? Because you can get a printout picture of your eyeballs. Now, you might not like this picture. It's a bit of a creepy picture. I have to sorry to offend your eyeballs there, Vera. Sorry to offend your eyeballs. It's a bit of a creepy picture, really. But I'm going to show it to you now. If you don't want to look away from your screen now. All right, here comes the picture. There we go. That is Vera's eyeballs in the morning. Reach on air. That's Vera's eyeballs. And she said they look like nipples. They certainly do, don't they? Dear me. Oh, I hate them. I'm sorry, I don't like your eyes anymore, Vera. Look at all those little bits there, and that's how we see. That is how we see. Isn't that amazing? We see with those funny little round things that are in front of us there. Amazing, really, when you think about it, isn't it? The human body. It really is. And she also writes in, we're just a moment. Just going to do you now, Danny. Just a moment now. All right, Daniel, ready for you. She's also watched my video about the Paul O'Grady show, which is on ITV. Paul O'Grady's Saturday night lineup, which is just awful. I mean, it's one of the worst things I've ever seen on the telly because it's just not him. And she says on the subject of this, I'm a bit late on this now, I know. I watched a little bit of a programme with Amanda Holden. This is Paul O'Grady's Saturday Night Live. Amanda Holden, David Hayes, Johnny Vegas and the other chap I can't remember. It's like an adult version of Runaround, except they're not running around. Well, they can't. They're too old. Run around. Do you remember that? Run around now. And all these kids used to run around. It was a kids' programme, wasn't it? And then it used to stop. And then light would come and it'd go, 3. Or 2, wouldn't it? Something like that. Danny's on the phone. Good evening, Danny. Oh, did you just sniff then?
Oh. Sorry.
Come on, make it a good phone call, dear.
Sorry, I just had a bit of a moment.
A moment?
Let's say, yeah. Sorry.
What moment?
Yeah. Well, they often happen, you know. I'm known as Daniel Moments Woodhouse.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, get on with it, dear. Go on.
So you was talking about the giving up smoking problem.
Yes. Did you ever smoke at all?
I actually tried giving it up. Actually, it was a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
I got to about like halfway through the day.
Yes.
And I just started getting the nervous twitch started coming on. I was actually, do you know what? I was actually dropping things.
Right.
That's how I was getting. I was actually knocking things over. And I just thought, oh, fuck me, I've got to have a cigarette. Oh, it's no good. Oh, I just got to do it. But actually, I remember, I mean, it's not just, I mean, other people have tried giving up. I remember my old mate, the great comedian Arthur Smith, he tried giving up smoking once.
Oh, I must say,
and they asked him,
I don't know that
well, they
name,
asked him
Arthur Smith.
You know, Arthur, yeah, well, he's been on television. He did a programme, there's a programme called Grumpy Old Men.
Right.
And they was talking about giving up smoking, and he said, well, do you know what? I've been 3 days now without a fag, and quite frankly, I could tear your kinhead off. And I thought, yeah, that sounds about right, I think. Yeah, that sounds about like me. I mean, what you see in me, Chris, you're probably like most people. You see me as like Mr. Cool, Calm and Collected, you know, always so nice and all that. And yeah, that's like you see me on the outside.
Is it?
You don't know what I'm like inside.
You think?
Well, inside, Chris, I am absolutely quite often seething with rage. I am like a fire inside.
Well, I hope you don't feel like that at my karaoke nights. I try to make you feel as welcome as possible, Danny.
Oh, no, I don't. But quite often, there is a lot of like personal rage in here that I can just never seem to get out.
And where's that come from?
Well, it's just sort of people I have to deal with on a daily basis. And, and when I look at people, you know, people do upset me, you know.
Yeah.
It's true. I look at people, I think, oh my God, what are you doing? Oh, and there's always people who think they're so right about them. So I think they're so up themselves, these people.
Just go back to that smoking for a moment there. So you got halfway through the day and gave up?
Yeah. I just felt I just couldn't handle myself. I feel like because I was trying to think back to the days when I didn't smoke, when I was such a like anti-smoker. Oh, I'd never do that. I was a bit like going, oh, I'd never smoke, I never smoke, and all that. And then and then about like so many years later, I find myself doing it. And this was back in 1998.
Is that when you started smoking?
Yeah, that was of course that was back in the days when the smoking age limit was actually 16 and not 18 as it is now.
Yes.
And you could do that, and then there was no ask for ID. No, never got asked for. Well, actually, I say that I never got asked for ID in them early days. Right.
Have you
the
ever
only
sought
time
out
I
any
ever
sort
got
of methods of trying to give up, like patches or anything?
Yeah, I tried all that before. I did try that once before, and what happens is that you feel like you're getting this nicotine thing going in you. But it's the hands thing. It's the hands-on thing.
Don't know what to do with your hands. Yeah. I think I get the opinion that that's the biggest thing. Actually, you just don't know what to do with your hands. I think that's probably a big part of giving up smoking. Whether or not you could get one of those, like they do various different fidget things, like a squashy bag, and that wheel that used to spin around. A lot of kids had those for a while. I don't know what the thing is now, but like perhaps a fidget thing like that. It's your hands, I think, more than the nicotine in your body. I do believe that.
Well, I've had an idea. Why don't they invent? Perhaps if they, if they're all about giving up smoking and all this, why not invent something that looks like a cigarette but isn't? Instead, what it is, actually, it's sherbet. Lemon sherbet. And what it is, it's like lemon sherbet. And you put this in your mouth.
That when we were children. You could buy those. I mean, what a way to get people hooked on cigarettes. Children could buy these fake cigarettes, which were actually, you must have seen those. They were actually pieces of like some sort of sweetie type thing, coloured red on the end. And all the kids used to have a box of these, and we'd be pretending we were smoking before we got onto the real things.
Well, yeah, I think you could actually get stick like they look more like chalk. In fact, and I think I probably did have them as a kid. I thought they just tasted like they were tasteless, really. They didn't taste of anything. But if they were lemon flavoured,
right,
lemon sherbet, you'd have one of them, and you'd say you put it in, and about 3 sucks, and then that bit you've sucked, it sort of then just melts in the mouth. So then it just goes down, and then after that you think you've actually had a cigarette.
Okay.
Yeah. So and it's just completely white. It ain't got that brown bit at the end. So you just think you've had a cigarette, and then you've had your hands on thing, and you ain't had to go outside.
Yeah, see, I mean, I personally think it's quite acceptable to put on weight while you're trying to give up smoking. I think it's pretty impossible to do them both at the same time, unless you're really lucky. I think it's acceptable. You're probably better off to put on a bit of weight, unless, of course, you're vastly overweight to start with, and then I think maybe not. I don't know, but smoking is the worst thing in the world. Maybe if you just perhaps try what I tried and literally try and give up every single day. And that's how I did it. And I just hit the right day. Right day.
Well, let's just actually ask now a question. I mean, because I know you have mentioned the great smoking ban of 2007.
Yeah.
But let me just put this one to you.
Was it 2007 that stopped?
Oh, no, hang on. No, yeah, it had to be, didn't it? It had to be 2007 because...
I don't remember. Hang on, I'll look it up. When did we ban smoking? I have no idea.
July 2007.
Let's ask. 2006 it was announced. When did it come into force? 2007, 1st of July. My God, 17, 18, 19, 20. So it's 14 years ago, that is. It just seems like a couple of years ago to me, does it you, Daniel?
Daniel, yeah. Well, I don't know. I suppose in a way we sort of got used to it. But what my bit of argy-bargy is overall this is, how comes... If they when they announced all this back in about, was it 1957, about that, smoking gives you cancer and whatever else and all this, So if they announced that they found that, say, in 1957, and then they banned smoking in 2007, why then would it take them 50 years to actually ban it if they thought it was that bad for you? You know,
Because they want the money coming in from the tax. That's
well,
why.
they're still getting it, aren't they?
Not so much now. They keep putting it up. Like, you know, if they don't get the money from that, they'll have to put it on something else. That's why. Why not? What, you know, if I was the Prime Minister, you know, I'd be thinking, why don't we just stop selling cigarettes? It's now illegal to sell cigarettes to anyone. Just do that. But why don't they do that? Because they want the tax money in, don't they?
You know where this conversation's going?
Where?
This is going a bit like that famous skit from Yes, Prime Minister, where they had a big mass debate about smoking.
Did they?
And they went on about something along the lines of smoking related diseases cost the NHS so much a year.
Yeah, but if you're a smoker, you see, the thing is, I've got a thing there as well. If you're a smoker, and I'm sure there are people that smoke that watch this program here, that they will be thinking to themselves, well, hang on a minute, I smoke, therefore I pay taxes from a huge amount of the price of a cigarette is tax. A huge amount of it. I don't know what the percentage is, but a huge amount of a packet of cigarettes is on tax. They would then argue, well, hang on a minute, why shouldn't I have NHS treatment? My taxes that I'm paying on the cigarettes surely go partly to the NHS. So they've paid for it as well. Do you see what I mean? It's all very well.
Yeah.
You know, these people that are holier than thou, and there's so many of those around as well, they would say, oh, well, they're smoking, they've got lung cancer, that's their fault, therefore they shouldn't get treatment. I would not ever think... You see, if you thought like that, where does that stop? You know, you were driving that car, you chose to drive that car, therefore that's why you had an accident, therefore you shouldn't be treated free of charge. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, you can't do it like that. But there are people holier than thou that would argue that, well, if you've got cancer and you smoke, that's your fault. Therefore, you're not going to get free treatment. And that's a terrible way to think about things, because they've been paying a lot of money in their taxes on those cigarettes, including yourself. You pay a lot of taxes on those cigarettes, don't you? I think you should keep trying, and I'm sure you'll be able to do it eventually. Whatever method works for you. Doesn't necessarily the way I did it and the way John Parrish did it with his little needles and things. That would be, I think you'd have to pay privately for that. It worked for him. You just have to find what works for you. You know, it's a bit like.
Yeah. What was he on? He was on 60 a day.
He was on 60 a day.
Three packets worth.
How many do you?
I don't even. And I'm only get through roughly about 12 in a day. Probably at the most.
See, it's still a lot. One is too many.
Yeah.
One is too many, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right,
I did. I just have to feel grateful at least. But I reckon my dad was the same. He did about. Mum reckoned he did a full packet in a day.
Well, it's time. You have to keep trying. Keep trying to give up. Try every day. Try every day.
Yes.
Are you down this weekend to sing us a song? Sing a song. Sing out loud.
At the moment, I'm going to say no, because I've more or less, I've actually spent all this week's money on food, so to keep myself going.
You should have held a few
because my
quid
mum's
back.
away.
May I ask, how much is it on the train to come there and back? Is that a reasonable amount or not?
I wouldn't know, because I've got a freedom pass.
Oh, okay. Is that like a... What is a freedom pass? I don't know what that is.
Well, it's the disability thing. You know, it's either old people's or disability.
Okay.
Free travel permit.
Okay.
Let's say, or as my granddad used to call it, a womble card.
A womble card. Why did you pick up litter on the train?
I don't know, but he used to have it in his head. He was full of great sayings.
Oh, I'm sure
you have a womble card. That's what he called a freedom pass nowadays.
Overground, wombling free. The wombles of Romford are with you today. Yeah, it's very good. Oh, your fans will be disappointed. I know they're sitting there waiting to watch you.
Oh, they are. I was beginning to think I was a bit despised of, actually. In a way, I get up there, I noticed they've all got their eyes on it. I get up there, I can see people are going a bit like. The phones were starting to come out a bit. People were starting going a bit. Oh, we've got to send a bit of a text here, while Daniel's singing. I'm sort of seeing things in their eyes a little
And
bit.
then the internet went down. I'm pretty sure it wasn't the fact that it was 5G. It was just a general thing. Because when I switched to 4G, that wasn't working either. And also my text-in service kept breaking down, and that is connected to the pub Wi-Fi, which you probably tried. That it isn't particularly good in there. The pub Wi-Fi. They had very good Wi-Fi there at one point, but while the lockdown was on, they decided to just turn it off. Get rid of it because it was another unnecessary expense, especially if you're closed. But it's never come back, so that's why I have to send it all out over 4G or 5G. Yeah.
Yes, and we've also got new pan as well. There's a new pan here.
A new what?
Yeah, a new pan to recommend.
Pan? What, as in cooking pan?
Yeah, as in cooking pan, frying pan, cooking pan. It's called the Scoville. The Scoville Never Stick.
Right.
It's got about how many layers? Let's have a look at it showed you some. Get out there. It's got
layers.
Well, I can't, but it's got multiple layers in it of heavy gauge aluminium and maybe a bit of cast iron in there as well. There's so many layers.
Perhaps someone should pick that up and crack it over your head. Might knock a bit of sense into you.
Oh.
Thank you for your call tonight, Daniel.
Okay, Chris. Thank you.
Have a nice weekend. We will miss you from singing.
You never know. I might get there. Who knows?
Okay. You like to surprise us, don't you? You just turn up. I quite like that.
Well, I wasn't. Last week there was trespasser on the line at Stratford, so that's why I was very heavily delayed.
Probably someone just trying to jump on the train for nothing. Have a nice evening, Dan. Thanks for the call.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye, sir. There we are. Dan calling in on the show tonight, boys and girls. All right. Good. That's that done. Right. I think we better do the raffle, actually, haven't we? We're a bit late doing the raffle today. Is there any more messages to read out? Let's do the raffle, okay? You've been collecting your raffle tickets this week on both the chat show. Oh, blimey, 9:25. Oh, I didn't expect. Never mind. That's fine. Yes, we're giving away 2 of these. You've been collecting your raffle ticket both on the chat show and on the radio show as well. So we'll do that raffle now, my darlings. All right. I hope you've all got your numbers written down. Did you write your number? Oh, you didn't write your number. I keep telling you, we only read out the numbers. We only read out the numbers on the prizes, okay? Once again, gang, if you just joined the show, welcome along. If you're in a chat box and trying to talk to me through the chat box, I'm not in that. To join in the show, please send an email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, or send a text, 020 8144 3477 is my text number. Jeff's asking for a raffle ticket. No, we're not giving out the raffle tickets yet, Jeff. We're doing the raffle. Jeff, are you paying attention, dear? We're doing the raffle now. Okay, right, let's get the tickets ready. Here we go, my loves. Tickets ready. Let me get ready with my drum roll. Drum roll standing by. And tickets. Tickets, please. By the way, I hope you're enjoying our new feature on the radio show in the morning of a daily ABBA song. Are you enjoying that? Okay. Right, here's the tickets. Can you see your tickets in there? Can you see your tickets in there? Let's have a look at some of these names in here. These names going around there. You can see. Who's that? Jason Hughes there. Let's give it another roll. You can do this. Can you see? No, you can't see any. Let's turn it up there. I just saw Diane Jebb there. Hang on a minute. Look, all these tickets in it. You can see a few there. There's Maureen's. There's one of Maureen's ones there. Who's that there? There's 2 of Maureen's there. I can see 2 of Maureen's. Who's that there? Underneath there, is that Diane Jebb there? Okay, right, here we go then. We're going to pull the tickets now. Here we go, gang. Let's play you the drum roll. I have a ticket. Here is the ticket. I'll put that there. Here's the ticket. It is ticket number... Ticket number 517 to collection point A, please. Who is ticket number 517? Text in now and claim your prize 07451 287 337. Who has won, not just one, but 2 stickers this week? Not one, 2. 2 stickers. Who's won? It's ticket number 517. Claim your prize now. Ticket number 517. All right. Done it yet? Come on, chop, 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 chop. Done it yet? Claim your prize, and while you're doing that, let's do another little story here. Now, I want to know, is there, this has come off Facebook as well, I noticed this week. Is there a new Cliff Richards tour coming, boys and girls? Because I've seen this little poster going around. Apparently, Cliff Richard has announced his 2022 tour, and here is the poster that is using to advertise that. That is excellent news. There's Cliff Richards. I think I'm being particularly cruel this evening for some reason. I don't know why. There we are, Cliff Richard there, announcing his tour dates for 2022. Thank you, Cliff. Gotta crying, da 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 da, living doll. He did the Eurovision once, didn't he? What was it? Power to all our friends, to the people that never end, to the people, da 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 da, baby power to you and me. That one, yeah, Cliff Richard announcing his tour. Gary Butler, my nephew's just sent a message saying bingo. We're not doing bingo anymore, Gary. It's finished. It didn't work. Another enormous, another load of money thrown at something that never worked. Just the raffle. Ticket number 517. I note that it has not yet been claimed. Who is the winner? Who is the winner? Anyway, there we go. Caesarean sections. Now, I mentioned this. Now, why have I got that on there? I know it's been on there for a while. Is it something to do with my nephew and his girlfriend? Because their baby's, I believe it's due. The baby is due. Soon, there will be a new butler, boys and girls. A new child. How fabulous is this? Because the other lot, they get a bit boring now. I love my great nieces and great nephews. But, one's 9. They're starting to get a bit mouthy. They're not as much fun as they get older. You chuck them around the room and now instead of laughing, they complain instead. Why is that? And then, of course, after getting 9, 10, and then they get into those teenage years. That's it. It's all over, isn't it? It's all over. So, we got a new one coming. Jimmy and his girlfriend Charlotte, they're having a baby. It's already been named Frank. Yes. What an excellent name for a boy, Frank. Because you see, my nephew, he's only 23, he's very much into the Rat Pack. Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin. Oh, who's the black lad? Sammy Davis Jr., that sort of thing. He loves that stuff. And they're naming the baby Frank after Frank Sinatra. Little bit I can't tell you, I'm a little bit disappointed. I thought it was going to be another Chris. Hoping to be a Chris, but sadly not. Just a Frank. So that's happening at the moment. That might be why I've got a Caesarean section written in there. I'm not quite sure, to be honest, but it sounds grim, doesn't it? There's like words that make something sound grim, and Caesarean section, or some of them, they call it a C-section, don't they? It sounds grim. Now, I don't know. I haven't looked it up on the internet. I don't want to watch a YouTube video or something like that going on. But I've got an idea. So let me get this right. Your beautiful lady, whoever she is, lays on a hospital bed. Do they knock you out? Are you out cold, or are you awake, or is it local anaesthetic or something like that? I mean, that can be worse than the old gas, can't it? Local anaesthetic. Hundreds of needles coming in various parts of your body. And then, presumably, the surgeon has to get a really sharp knife and cut all the way along there. Well, I mean, you don't want to go through too far, do you? You'd murder the baby before it come out. And then I suppose they have to peel back various bits of flesh and what have you. And then, is there some sort of bag in there? So the bag would have to be cut open and all this gooey stuff would pour out onto the hospital floor or wherever they are. Oh, it's not my idea of fun watching something like that. People like to go and watch it, don't they? The husbands and the boyfriends. They like to watch it. I mean, even when you're not having a caesarean, you're watching this, and then suddenly, and this thing opens up and a head appears. Oh, no, can't be doing any of that. Is there a smell as well? I'd assume there's some sort of nasty smell coming out of it. Oh, it's vile. As I say, there must be some sort of bag in there and all this goo comes out. And what happens then? You just lift the baby out and you have to cut the cord, the communication cord. Caesarean. It does sound grim, doesn't it? A caesarean section or a C-section. Not my cup of tea at all. Let's see if we've got anyone claim this prize yet. Shania says, it wasn't me. I haven't had any tickets this week. Why is that, Shania? Where have you been? Where have you been? Your apology is accepted in advance. You can't have been at the church all week. Shania, am I just not in your good books anymore? Is that what it is? Have I said something to offend you? Is it because I haven't been to the Isle of Wight? Is that the reason, Shania? Why haven't you been here? I do notice when people aren't here, and there's certain people that aren't here all the time anymore, and they used to be. You're one of them. And Daddy. Not so much. Callum was always on and off a bit, wasn't he? But you and your Daddy used to be there all the time for the whole show, paying full attention. Now you're on and off, dear. Going to do your rosary or something else. Maybe cook the dinner. Does your dad cook the dinner? Do you share the cooking or does your dad do it all? How lucky are you to have a dad like that, eh? I had a good dad as well. Worked his fingers to the bone for us. Shania, you're not there. I bet you've gone there. You're probably not even hearing this, are you, Shania? Very, very disappointing. No one going to claim this ticket then. What is it again? 517. 517. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, I think we'll finish off today, boys and girls. Thanks ever so much for joining us on the show today. I'll read out the raffle ticket number again on the radio show tomorrow. Do hope you'll be able to join me tomorrow morning, gang, at Reach on Air. Okay, just after the 9 o'clock news, I shall be with you at Reach on Air. I'm playing a few tunes, of course, our ABBA song and a song from Vera as well. That'll all be happening tomorrow morning. Next chat show will be with you on Tuesday night at 8 o'clock because I'm out this Sunday. I've got to go to Sydney in South East London just to have a look at... oh, could you hear me then? Sorry, that was a bit loud, that music then, wasn't it? The next chat show will be with you on Tuesday night at 8 p.m, okay? Tuesday night at 8 p.m, because on Sunday I'm going down to Sydney just to see about a job or two. Normally nothing comes of these anymore. I keep going down to places and arranging, and then something down the line happens and they can't do it for some reason. That's one of those things, alright? Anyway, have a lovely evening. Thanks so much for watching and listening. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 for the radio show. Cheerio. Love you all. Bye-bye.